many men carry doubts about what is considered normal when it comes to penis size. This concern, which may seem simple, can deeply affect self-esteem and even relationships. The idea that a penis must be 18 centimeters or longer to be healthy is one of those beliefs that fuel unnecessary insecurities. But is this really what matters? I'm Elena, RI, a urologist, and I want to share information that could change this perspective. In this video, we'll cover the real data about penis size, debunk unrealistic comparisons, and highlight what truly makes a difference in sexual health and pleasure. If this topic intrigues or worries, you know that there's a way to better understand and free yourself from these pressures. Before we continue, check if you're already subscribed to the channel to ensure you don't miss our videos with tips on health and sexual education. If you find this content relevant, like the video to help us reach more people. Leave a comment with 1 if you like the topic, or Z if you think we can improve. Your feedback is very important. Let's reflect on a subject that often sparks curiosity: men's perception of their own penis size. Interestingly, this perception doesn't always align with reality. A study gathered responses from over 50,000 men and women about their satisfaction with penis size. The results were revealing: almost half of the men, 46%, expressed dissatisfaction with their size. And here's what's striking: only 15% of women shared this dissatisfaction regarding their partners. This gap gives us something to think about. While many men desire changes in themselves, most women seem less concerned about it. Among men who believed they were average, almost half still wanted more. Even among those who considered themselves above average, 14% still wished for something larger. On the other hand, only 14% of women expressed any interest in changes to their partner size. This mismatch has a clear source: unrealistic comparisons. Many men are influenced by what they see in pornography, where actors are chosen based on very specific criteria, including size. These comparisons create unnecessary expectations, distorting the perception of what's considered normal. It's important to remember that satisfaction and connection go far beyond numbers. Let's put this into a more relatable scenario. Imagine a professional basketball team. All the players are giants over 2.10 meters tall. Standing next to them, you would obviously feel short, even if you're of average height. But when you leave that environment and walk down the street, you'd notice that most people are closer to your height. What happens in adult films is similar. The actors selected for these productions are far above average, creating an illusion of normality that doesn't reflect reality. Now, there's an eye-cow detail that many people overlook, and it can help relieve a lot of this pressure. The first few centimeters of the vagina near the clitoris concentrate most of the sensitivity. The internal part in the last 2/3 has visceral sensitivity, similar to what we feel in internal organs, like the intestines. It's not a highly localized sensation. This means that pleasure is not directly related to the size of the male organ, but rather to connection, proper stimulation, and how the couple interact. Additionally, it's important to remember that the vagina is an adaptable organ that adjusts remarkably to the partner. Knowing this helps set aside unnecessary comparisons and understand that what truly matters is the harmony and well-being between the couple. Think about this: if size were the deciding factor for pleasure, how would we explain lesbian relationships? This clearly proves that pleasure goes far beyond penis size. What truly matters is connection, affection, and of course, for open and respectful communication between the couple. When there's dialogue, everything can be adjusted so that both feel comfortable and satisfied. Now, regarding the average size of the penis, which is a topic that piques curiosity, serious studies have investigated this. A survey of over 15,000 men evaluated size in 3 states: flaccid, stretched, and erect. The result: the global average in erection is 13.12 centimeters. Other studies suggest 14 centimeters, but the differences are minimal. Meanwhile, the average circumference is around 11.7 centimeters. Here's an interesting fact. Only 0.5% of men have a length greater than 17.4 centimeters, or a circumference above 14.5 centimeters. In other words, 0.5% of men, the idea that bigger is better doesn't reflect the reality of most men, and only fuels unnecessary insecurities. What's most important is understanding that masculinity and satisfaction aren't defined by numbers. The focus should be on building a quality relationship where both partners feel valued. Let's imagine a common situation. You step out of the shower on a cold day and notice that your penis seems smaller. This happens because of a structure called the dardos, a muscle surrounding the penis that reacts to cold by contracting to protect the organ. In some men, this retraction is more pronounced, making the flayed penis appear smaller compared to others. But here's the key point. When erect, these differences almost completely disappear. Even so, many men feel self-conscious about the appearance of their penis. When flaccid, especially in situations like locker rooms where comparisons with others are likely to happen. This concern can evolve into what is known as small penis syndrome, or more specifically, penis size anxiety. It's a form of persistent insecurity fueled by unnecessary comparisons and realistic expectations. It's fascinating to see how simple everyday situations can significantly influence self-esteem. But the truth is, most of the time, these perceptions don't reflect reality. Understanding how the body works and gaining clarity about these differences can help reduce such worries and bring greater confidence to daily life. Now let's address a more delicate issue that goes beyond mere insecurities. Penile dysmorphia. This condition is linked to body morphic disorder, where a person has a completely distorted view of themselves. To illustrate, think of young people who, despite being extremely thin, see themselves as overweight in the mirror, which can lead to behaviors like bulimia. In the case of men with penile dysmorphia, the problem is similar. They perceive their penis as much smaller than it actually is. The impact of this is enormous. Even men with normal sizes often develop an obsession with the subject, believing they fall far below expectations. This thought consumes their lives to the point where they avoid relationships, shy away from activities like swimming or even socializing. The concern about size becomes a barrier to living experiences that could be natural and enjoyable. The saddest part is that this misconception creates a cycle of isolation and low self-esteem. A man believes something is terribly wrong with him, when in reality, everything is within normal standards. It's a powerful reminder of how deceptive our perceptions can be, and how seeking help can transform this view and restore quality of life. One issue that deserves attention is the existence of cases of micropenis, a condition where the length of an erect penis is 7.5 centimeters or less. In some discussions, this limit extends to 8.5 centimeters, but these measurements need to be assessed by a qualified professional, since each situation is unique and requires careful evaluation. What often has the most impact is not the number themselves, but how a man perceives this condition. It's common for the focus to be on his interpretation, which can be very different from how his partner perceives it. This difference in perspective highlights the importance of fostering a more realistic and balanced understanding of the subject by realizing that size is not the only relevant factor. It becomes possible to shift the focus to aspects that truly matter, such as confidence and well-being. Building this understanding with professional support and good communication in the relationship helps reduce excessive worries and promotes a more positive self-view when discussing average penis size. It's important to bring the conversation to real concrete data. The average length of an erect penis is 13.12 centimeters, measured from the pubic bone to the tip, and the average circumference is 11.7 centimeters. This represents the global average, meaning half of men have measurements equal to or smaller than these. To better understand, less than 0.5% of men have a length greater than 17.4 centimeters. Regarding circumference, about 75% have a girth of up to 12.4 centimeters. Those exceeding 14.5 centimeters are extremely rare, comprising only 0.5% of the male population. These numbers help dispel the idea that bigger is always better and show that most men fall within the standards considered normal. A large part of insecurities stems from unrealistic comparison and a lack of information. Understanding these facts can ease unnecessary pressures and reinforce that confidence and intimacy do not depend on exact measurements. One thing that is always worth highlighting is that female pleasure does not depend on a very large penis. In fact, excessively large sizes can even cause discomfort. The vagina has an average depth of 7 to 8 cm, and while it is extremely elastic, there is a natural limit. An interesting detail is that by inserting a finger into the vagina, many women can reach the cervix. This area is sensitive and direct pressure. There can cause discomfort such as cramps. For this reason, the idea that bigger is better does not reflect reality for everyone. Preferences vary, and what truly makes a difference is how the couple communicates and adapts to create a pleasant experience. For both, the truth is that the human body is amazing in its ability to adapt. Penis length and vaginal size work in harmony when there is dialogue and mutual respect. What's most important is that the couple stays connected and open to exploring together what brings comfort and pleasure without being tied to standards or unnecessary comparisons. Throughout this video, we've seen how perceptions about penis size can impact self-esteem and relationships. We've discussed studies that reveal the real numbers, debunked unrealistic comparisons, and highlighted the importance of focusing on what truly matters: connection, communication, and mutual pleasure. With that in mind, which aspect discussed here caught your attention the most? The data on the global average, or how comparison can influence self-confidence? Share your opinion in the comments. If you found this content helpful, like the video. Like is essential for this message to reach more people and helps us continue bringing quality information. And don't stop here. Explore other videos on our channel about topics such as penile health, vascularization, erectile dysfunction, oral sex, and many other subjects we approach with professionalism and clarity. Click now on one of the recommended videos and keep learning more about health and sexual education. See you in the next one.